Zion, from Old English Sion, from Greek Sion, from Hebrew Tsiyon, name of the Canaanite hill fortress in Jerusalem, captured by David and called in the Bible City of David. It becomes the center of Jewish life and worship. Now, just a conversation I was having, I've been thinking about the Matrix. And one thing I guess when becomes a pet peeve and it starts to bother you is when you know the correct terms and things still get used out of turn, right? And I know you can never change it, the fact that, the movie was already recorded or filmed and whatever, but, they always talk about how they keep going to Zion and stuff like that. That's their fortress and whatever, in solitude from the AI. And I started thinking about it, and just in a different way. I just started thinking about the movie as an entertainment and started thinking about, some just other stuff. And it started dawning on me. That movie, it's about the AI technology, right? And how the AI was being promoted as a way to better yourself, to better your life. We all need this AI technology. You can't be afraid of it, so on and so forth. Just like with all this stuff for Google, and Google in home. Why get up and turn the light off if you can tell Google to do it? Why get up and check the heat thermometer or the temperature in your house? Just have Google do it. You know what I'm saying? All these different things. Tell Google to turn on your TV. Talk to your remote. Your remote will change the channel for you because it's going to recognize your voice. All these things that they try to promote that's going to make your life better and easier and simpler. What is it doing to your morals? You know what I mean? Whatever happened to hard work? I'm just saying, but that's besides the point. But you think about the AI technology was promoted in this movie, and then the AI becomes so smart that it realizes that on a food chain, only people can topple it, right? And it develops the emotion of hate, or the concept of hate, and it wants to destroy the only thing that can destroy it, which were the people, right? So what did the people do to try to stop the AI? Was they blot out the sun. Remember, because the sun, all the AIs were running off of solar energy from the sun. So that's why the AI turns around and gets the people to accept merging with it, where man and machine become one, because it needed a food source. It needed a source, since it wasn't getting it from the sun anymore. It needed that source so it could stay alive. So that's why it needed the people to plug into it, so it could feed off of it, so it could stay alive and it could function, and it can destroy them while they were connected to it. I just started thinking about that. I'm like, wait a minute, how have this always bypassed me? Of course I watch it, and you're watching it and you're into it, but you really don't get it. The thing I haven't figured out is why the ship that they were on doing, battle with the AI technology was called Nebuchadnezzar. I still haven't figured that out. What was the purpose of that, But this stuff just makes me sit back and think, right? It should make us all sit back and think. And then they're trying to rationalize, the fact that it needs to stay alive. And I get it. There's a whole bunch of Christian puns in there and stuff like that, and hidden in your windows. But I just, sit back and think about the average, everyday, so-called African American. What does it mean for us? And then my sister, she also told me about a book she purchased where it explains. It gives the woman, the black woman who actually, she actually wrote that. She wrote The Matrix. She wrote The Terminator. All of her work was stolen. She went to court, and won her case, proving that this was all her material, and that it was stolen from her, which I thought was pretty incredible. How many of these people walk around, hating us, but yet they love the things that are the creativity that our people can perform. And there was something else when you look down in Peru, you'll find Zion down there. And I thought it was something else was interesting was in Tennessee, in the middle of Cherokee country. And when I mean country, like there's some tribes, territory that's there today that's supposed to be, the people that claim they're Cherokee now, barely any of us, but there's a mountain or a hill that's named Zion, and it just made me wonder if, when there was a split between us going to the north and the other of us going to the southland, did we name these mountains the whole, in these certain locations, so we would have a holy mountain, wherever we were, kind of the way, we know that Jerusalem is the place, but we also see that they came to North America and landed in Virginia and said there was a Jerusalem there, a Jerusalem in Virginia. See what I'm saying? Did we have one for, one in one place and one in the other place for the tribes? I'm just wondering, because it wasn't that one of the kings that decided he was going to do that, instead of you coming to the Southland to make the, what was it? Which one of the kings? It was was it the father and the son? I think it was, or it was two brothers. There was two brothers in the Old Testament, and they split it up, and they said instead of doing what you're supposed to do and meeting up and worshiping, and having to travel, you could just stay in your own land and stuff like that and worship from there. I'll find it. I know Arthur and I talked about it before because he mentioned that with the whole was it the Choctaw and the Chickasaws and the walking sticks, and how they figured out how to split from there. But anyways, like I said, Zion is not the name I believe we should be using. Just the further we go back, the further we find, the right name. Zion seems to be the name that the so-called Jewish people want us to call upon. So.